Welcome to Burwood United Methodist Church's weekly sermon video. This is for May 24th, 2020. I'm Tim Wood. I'm the supply pastor. Our sermon topic today is God's wonders, and the scripture is Psalm 31:21. To put Psalm 31:21 in context, this is when Judah and Jerusalem were under siege from the Assyrians and the Babylonians. Now, under siege means you have a constant threat to destroy your country, take you over. You have a constant threat of some adversary who wants to do something bad to you, like maybe take you over. If you're, say, in a castle in those times and armies surround you and threaten to come in, then you could say you're under siege. Constant threat, constant pressure. Judah and Jerusalem were under siege from the Assyrians and the Babylonians. The invading armies would go on to level the city and destroy the sacred temple. Then people of the nation of Israel were dispersed to a number of different countries. Most of them went to Babylon. Now, we are under siege today, and it's pretty obvious what it is. It's the COVID-19 virus, also known as the coronavirus. It's not by enemy armies that we're being sieged. COVID-19 is an insidious disease. It's deadly. It's killed 96,000 people in the United States. When the COVID-19 virus peaked in New York, trucks were used as temporary morgues. The families of lost loved ones could not have memorial services. And now the pandemic spread so fast that all of us have had to make major changes in how we do things. With that brings stress. Pandemic precautions have made simple activities complicated. In the pre-pandemic days, I could run to the grocery store anytime I wanted. I haven't been to a grocery store in 2 months. In our household, we order what we need online and then we pick it up. Now, we're encouraged, if not told, to wear a mask when we go to a public place. That's to keep us from spreading the virus. We may not know we have the virus, so if we were, for example, to cough, that could spread the virus to anyone, say, within 10 feet. So the mask is really for the protection of others and not so much for ourselves. Some of the other restrictions are social distancing. If you're in line in a store, you have to keep 6 feet from you and the next person. And stores are limiting how many people can be in the store at any given time, so you might have to wait outside in line for enough people to come out for you to get in. Shopping, as we once knew it, is disappearing. I call shopping as when you're in a store and you don't have anything specific to buy, but you may be looking for something in a certain category that might interest you. It's kind of fun, actually. But shopping is disappearing. If there's something I need, I order it. In some places, let me order it online, then drive to the local store and have curbside pickup when they'll bring it out to me. And this limits my exposure to people inside the store. Now, the siege is putting constant stress on all of us. There's no let-up. It's not as if life wasn't stressful enough before the pandemic siege. For many, their stress is off the charts. The siege forced immediate radical changes. For example, office workers had to immediately switch to working from home. Parents had to homeschool their children or help them navigate online courses offered by their school. Before the pandemic, I never saw a shelf empty in a grocery store. They always kept them well stocked. But the bare shelves now, for those of you who go into grocery stores, are not unusual. Buying groceries and household items has become a new challenge. Items we used to take for granted, such as toilet paper and paper towels, became difficult to find in stores. At our house, we received a shipment of paper towels yesterday, and it was almost cause for celebration. The best way we could get them and be assured of getting them was to order them online and have them shipped. Now, in preaching, I like to bring you encouragement. However, I've got to be real about it. I want to be straight with you. I am not here to pump you up with platitudes and cliches in order to create a temporary emotional high that would disappear 2 minutes after the end of the service. Well, Psalm 31:21 tells us, "Praise be to the Lord. Praise be to the Lord, for he showed me the wonders of his love when I was in a city under siege." Now, how in the world is this person, this psalmist, supposed to be feeling great, praising the Lord, when the city he's in is being taken over? His life may be in danger. But what were these wonders of God's love? In an alternate translation, the psalmist praises God, saying, "He kept me safe when my city was under attack." Now, what I wonder is, could there have been other wonders of God's love that were revealed to the psalmist? And is he revealing those wonders to us today? Well, the Bible gets no more specific than maybe save them from the attack. But let's say Psalm 31:21 can apply to us. What wonders of God's love are there for us to discover? How do we find them? Well, now don't look for wonders that are dramatic and gain widespread attention. See, God offers us quiet wonders. Maybe wonders are just for us. God will give the wonders of his love to one person at a time. As I write this sermon, I'm in my shed workshop. It's very quiet. For several minutes, a bird has been singing. About every 15 seconds, the bird sings the same phrase. It's like clockwork. Is the bird trying to communicate? I wonder. Maybe it was singing just because that's what birds do. After about 15 minutes, I heard that song again, but it came from further away. And after a few more repetitions, it was gone. Now, you may be thinking that must be nice not to have a load of worries and have the time to listen to a bird. Trust me, I've got plenty to worry about. It's not about time anyway. Had I been in that scenario 3 months ago, I never would have heard that bird singing. I would have filtered it out with all sorts of thoughts, problems going on in my mind, things to occupy me. God was showing me one of his wonders. And at least I was paying attention. God does so many good things for us, and we don't even notice them. Well, now, one evening last week, I stood on our deck as I played with our dog Birdie. For a moment, I allowed myself to take in the sounds, the smells, and the weather. And that transported me back to a point in time in which I experienced those same sounds, smells, and weather. It was a freshness. A nature moment, you might say. I hadn't sensed those smells and sounds in a long time. God had revealed a wonder to me. Now, when the nation of Israel was under siege, their priorities were simple. Survive, survive, survive. We're in the same situation. The enormous pressure and the stress caused by the pandemic siege makes it nearly impossible to do anything more than just make it from day to day. You know, for a while, that's probably going to be all a lot of us are able to do. That will be challenge enough. That will be a great accomplishment depending on your circumstances. But no matter how stressed you are, how much you feel under siege, I encourage you to find some time, even if it's just a minute or two, and allow God to show you one of his wonders. Ask God to help you see his wonders. Now, God's wonders are not limited to nature. They're all over. They could be in the actions of people, helping others. They could be in any number of ways. God may have a wonder he's created just for you. And so if you don't keep your eyes open, your heart open, your soul open, you might miss it. So it's on us to open our eyes and see those wonders. We worship an incredible God, the incredible God. He has our best interest in mind. God knows these are difficult times for us. God did not send these difficult times. This is not some kind of a test to test how faithful we were. Trust me, we all have plenty of tests already than to need another one thrown on us. And another thing I would like to say is that cut yourself some slack. Looking for God's wonders is one of those ways that you can cut yourself some slack. You've done incredible things for the last 3 months. You've done stay at home. You've done social distancing. You've had to change your shopping habits. You've had to deal maybe with children being home from school when you didn't expect them to. Who knows what else has gone on with you? Congratulate yourself. Cut yourself some slack. Be proud of what you've done, even if it's just surviving. Sometimes surviving is amazing in itself. And so while you're surviving, I encourage you to look for those wonders from God. When you find one, you'll be glad you did.